3 ancient tricks to increase size and hardness. Now let's talk about something that men throughout history have quietly searched for: power, vitality, strength, not just in their muscles or their voice, but in that inner force that makes a man feel alive, confident, and capable. You see, in every age, in every culture, men have looked for ways to increase their strength, their stamina, their presence, and yes, even their size and hardness. Not for vanity, not for show, but because these are symbols of life's energy, of how fully a man is connected to his own vitality. There's something deeply ancient about that desire. It's not about modern supplements, pills, or flashy products. No, I'm talking about something older than civilization itself. I'm talking about what men discovered long before laboratories and medicine, when they still lived close to nature, when they studied the body like a temple, when they believed energy was sacred. Because back then, man understood that his body was not separate from his mind or his spirit. Everything was connected. If the spirit was weak, the body would follow. If the body was neglected, the mind would dull. And when all three were in harmony, energy would flow like a river, strength would rise like the morning sun, and a man would stand in his full power. Now, these ancient tricks I'm going to talk about aren't magic, but they feel magical when practiced with discipline and belief. They come from the old ways, from men who learned how to harness their own energy, how to circulate it, how to feed it, and how to project it. They didn't wait for someone to hand them a solution. They became the solution. They took responsibility for their own vitality. Let's pause for a moment and ask, what really creates size and hardness? Is it just the body? No, it's energy. It's circulation. It's flow. It's the way you breathe, the way you move, the way you feed your system. Most men today live in stress, distraction, and exhaustion, and they expect their body to perform miracles while their mind and emotions are running on fumes. It doesn't work that way. Energy must be built, strength must be cultivated, and the body responds to the level of care and attention you give it. The ancients knew this. They didn't have modern stress, but they had their own challenges: survival, battle, work, responsibility. And yet, they found ways to renew their power every day. They learned that true strength doesn't come from tension, it comes from relaxation. From breath, from rhythm, from aligning your energy instead of forcing it. They discovered that when the body is in balance, it responds faster, stronger, better. One of the great secrets those men lived by was this: vitality begins with awareness. You can't strengthen what you ignore. You can't expand what you neglect. Awareness turns the key that unlocks power. When you pay attention to your energy, your breath, your habits, your posture, your emotions, you begin to see patterns. You begin to notice what drains you and what builds you. And from there, everything changes. Now imagine you could walk through your day with that sense of energy humming inside you, calm but strong, quiet but powerful. Imagine what it feels like to know that your energy doesn't depend on anything outside of you. That you can build it, store it, and project it. That's what these ancient men understood. And that's why they developed these simple but powerful tricks, ways to direct their internal energy, awaken their circulation, and increase their strength from the inside out. When you understand how to work with your body's natural power, size and hardness become a byproduct, not the goal. They're simply evidence that your energy is flowing well, that your body is alive, oxygenated, and nourished. You see, the physical result is always the reflection of an inner process. You don't grow from the outside in, you grow from the inside out. The first time I learned about these ancient methods, I realized something profound, that modern men have forgotten how to listen to their own systems. We rush, we stress, we tense, we push. But the old masters taught the opposite: to flow, to breathe deeply, to focus energy rather than scatter it. They used slow, deliberate movements to awaken circulation. They practiced breathing that filled every cell with oxygen. They used simple daily rituals, herbal, physical, mental, that build strength gradually but lastingly. And they did it with respect. Respect for their body, respect for life, respect for energy itself. Because they knew, when you respect your energy, it respects you back. It grows. It strengthens. It becomes loyal to you. It shows up when you need it most. So before we even talk about those 3 ancient tricks, let's get the foundation right. This isn't about chasing instant gratification. This is about reclaiming what's been lost. That natural, grounded, masculine power that every man is born with but few ever fully awaken. It's about returning to your roots, not as a modern man living by artificial rules, but as an ancient being remembering how to live in harmony with himself. And once you start on that path, once you begin to practice, to breathe, to circulate your energy, you'll find that the change doesn't just happen in one part of your life. It happens everywhere. You'll stand taller. You'll speak with more certainty. You'll move with more ease. You'll feel stronger, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. And that's the true sign of power. Because at the end of the day, it's not the tricks that make the man. It's the man who gives life to the tricks. And the more you practice awareness, the more you cultivate your inner energy, the more every part of you, size, strength, confidence, and presence, will rise naturally. That's the beauty of ancient wisdom. It doesn't force growth, it awakens it.